Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I am here for another March Madness video. Yes, it's Wednesday. I did miss Tuesday, and I have been beating myself up about it all day, but I knew that there was going to be a time where it didn't work out perfectly, where I could do a video every single day. I just didn't know that yesterday was going to be the day. So I do apologize if any of you were actually looking for the video. But I will do Talented Tuesday next week, and I'm going to be highlighting some of my smaller YouTube channels actually that I've been watching. I know I did some of the bigger ones on the last time, and it'll always be a mix though. It'll be a mix of small, big, different subject areas, because I'm a YouTube head, so I'm subscribed to a lot of things, a lot of people. I watch a lot of stuff. So, of course, I'll be sharing those with you guys on Tuesday, or I might do a makeup video, do like a 2 a day or something. That actually might be the move. I might think about doing that instead. So today's Reading Wednesday, and I do have another book review for you all. This book is actually on my tablet, so I'm going to try to show you the screen. It's not a glare, okay? It's called The 12-Week Year. Can you see it? And it's by Brian, I don't know if that's Moron, Brian Marin, maybe it's Marin, Brian Marin, and Michael Lennington. Okay? 12-Week Year. So I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard about the book inadvertently. Some of y'all have probably heard about the 12-Week Year Planner, or I think it's called the Self Planner. It operates off the 12-week year. There are several other planners that work off the 12-week year. There's plenty of mention of the 12-week year in business models and business relationships. Well, it all really stems from this book here. So a long time ago, I bought a particular journal that operated off the 12-week year, and I ended up not liking it, ended up getting rid of it, and wasted my money. If I would have read this book before I bought that planner, I think I would have enjoyed the planner a lot more. I love planners, y'all. I don't know if I've ever told y'all that, but I love planners. So when I got my planner this year, I always get a happy planner. I haven't found anything that I like more than the happy planner yet. There's been some close calls, but the happy planner has been my one. And so when I bought it, I really wanted to revamp and rework the way that I thought about my goals, and the way that I set my goals, the way that I set my time management. And I've read a lot of books about time management. One of my issues, and I'll just share them with you all, I'm a huge procrastinator. I'm a terrible procrastinator, and y'all could probably tell just from watching my channel. I don't always set aside the right time to do the things that I need to do. I feel like I can get them done in a certain window, and usually that window is nowhere near the amount of time I need to complete the task. On top of that, I'm not always proactive. Sometimes I'm reactive. I don't plan ahead. In my mind, I might plan for something, but I never really put my plans into action. I'm also one of those people that's scatterbrained. I try to do too many things at one time and end up doing nothing. I think my grandma would call it something like being busy but not fruitful. I am that person. And so when I looked at my goals for last year in 2018, I was disappointed because there were so many things that I wanted to accomplish that I didn't, and there were a lot of things that I did not even get started on altogether. And I wanted to really rework how I did my year. So when my friend told me about this book and how much it had done for her, even though she didn't use every single thing, every tactic in the book, I knew that it was something worth reading. So she sent the book over to me, and I read it. Now, I don't want to tell y'all not to read the book, because I wouldn't be doing a review on it if I didn't want you to read it. But what I will say is that Brian and Michael, the way that they write, if you don't have a logic mind, if you don't have a business mind, you may find the book hard to keep up with. It's not rocket science now. It's very cut and dry, but that's all it is. Cut and dry. They don't have a whole bunch of cute little stories and anecdotes for you. It is some of that in there, but for the most part, they are telling you how you need to lay your stuff out. They're not being extra sympathetic. They just not doing none of that. So if you're one of those people who need a whole lot of, if you need a whole lot of stories in a book, you're not going to get this. You're literally going to get a plan, how to work that plan, and what you need to do to stay committed to that plan. So sometimes when I read the book, I was just like, wow, this is very straight to the point. I just wasn't used to that. Even when I have read self-help books in the past or time management books in the past, there was always a little bit extra in there. This book say we ain't got time for it. All right. So a few takeaways from the book that I have, and I'm just going to go through some of my notes. So just allow me to look down occasionally if y'all don't mind. So one of the things that the book really stresses, they have 8 elements of high performance. That's vision, planning, process control, measurement, time use, accountability, and commitment. Now, does that not sound like a business meeting to y'all? They was not playing from chapter 1. And throughout the book, you're going through each one of these and you're seeing how important it's going to be in setting your goals. And at first I was just like, I don't need to go through all this, but I did. So one of the first things that I love about the 12-week year is that it requires you to create a vision. That's the first thing that you do. You create a vision, and your vision needs to be specific. You create a yearly vision, and then you create you create a 5-year vision, and then you kind of break that down into a yearly vision. And so when I wrote my vision, I tried to be as detailed as possible, but it forced me to be as detailed as possible. And it really forced me to think about my life and the things that I wanted in it and what I wanted my life to look like, which made it easier for me to write out my goals in a way that wasn't just like, save $5,000. Go to so-and-so, like very cut and dry. Instead, I wrote my goals in a visionary perspective. I wrote out my goals, save $5,000 so you can do this, this, and this. And so you can travel to these places so you can do this. Like, I wrote it out in a way that spoke to me. So when I read my vision and what I want for my life actually makes me excited. I'm big on the law of attraction. Okay, I really do believe that it works. And one of the things about the law of attraction is visualization. So the fact that I'm writing a vision, I'm visualizing what I want, I'm seeing what I want, it really helped me in writing out my goals in a way that made them matter to me. And it wasn't just a bullet point list on a sheet of paper. So that's one of the first things that it's going to have you do. It's difficult. I won't say it's easy, but it's good. Unless you're like really, really dreamy, then you're not going to have a hard time. Then after you create your vision, you do get into actually setting your goals. Now the goals, they are SMART goals. I hate SMART goals, y'all. I hate SMART goals. And the reason why I hate SMART goals is because SMART goals require you to be disciplined. And I lack discipline in a lot, especially with my time management. So when I set my SMART goals, I wasn't happy about it. But y'all, the process of setting my SMART goals has really, really changed the way that I do things for the better, because I had my SMART goals now why can't I talk? I have my SMART goals now attached to my vision. Why is this car parking right here? So a whole bunch of parking spaces and somebody just parked right in front of me. I swear people are like super weird. Like there's literally no cars around me, but then here's this man. But anyway, okay, so having my SMART goals attached to my vision really changed the way I view my goals. All right. So one of the other things that the book is going to tell you to do is that less is more. If you know that you have an attention problem, then you need to set maybe only 3 goals per 12-week year. That freaked me out because, like I told y'all before, I'm scattered. I will work on a bunch of different things at one time and swear I'm being productive. But one of the things that the book tells you, after you write your vision and after you set your SMART goals, and after you get ready to start your 12-week year with those goals, one of the things that the book tells you is that when you A, feel like giving up, or B, think you can do it a better way, or C, think you can focus on other things, or think you can, possibly just get it done faster, remember that if the way you did things worked, you would have accomplished all of your goals by now. And every time that I felt like saying, I'm not doing that, that's not going to work, I had to remember, girl, if you were doing it right, then you would have accomplished at least half of the stuff that you set for yourself last year. And I didn't even accomplish a third. Okay, so I needed to get it together. And so I set myself 4 goals per 12-week year. Um, I'm trying to decide if I want to tell y'all my goals. I think I'm going to tell y'all my goals and what they were. So that way the tactics of the book will make more sense to you. Okay, so you create your vision. Then you begin to set your goals. The goals need to be SMART. Oh, specific, measurable, is A for action, reasonable, and timely. That's the biggest one for me, the time. I never used to set deadlines for my goals until now. Now, I set a deadline. Of course, the deadline ultimately for the goal is 12 weeks, but in that 12 weeks, you have what? Your action plans. So you got your goal here, you got your action plans, and every action has a deadline. Talk about pressure, right? But I needed it because I told y'all how I was. But the beauty of it is that every action and every goal attaches right back to your overall vision, which you have written so passionately that every time you read it, it's motivating. So it all adds up. So I will share with you guys what one or two of my goals were so that I can break down more of how the book works. So one of my goals, for example, matter of fact, let me pull out my planner. Y'all gonna see the camera shake because y'all know I ain't got no editing software right now, so I can't edit this out. Trying to get to my book bag. Okay. Alrighty. That didn't go as bad as I thought. Okay, so one of my goals, right? One of my goals was to lose 15 pounds. Okay? Lose 15 pounds. And I know some of y'all like, what you need to lose 15 pounds for, child? I need to lose 15 pounds. Okay? Okay, so I had a certain goal weight that I really wanted to get to. And it really involved me losing the 15 pounds to do it. So the book is going to challenge you to set the goal and then write out your action steps. Your action steps need to be as specific as possible. So my action steps consisted of do a workout circuit 4 days a week. Then I had to get even more specific. Legs on this day, arms on this day. Then I had to do running. I run at least 4 to 5 days a week. What distance are you running? At least 1 mile or more. I try to do 1.5 miles. My timing for the miles, I tried to be specific as possible. Then I set deadlines for when I should start those things, and then I would set a deadline for how I needed to continue those things. 1,300 calories a day. Okay, I had to be specific. I had to set a number, not just put count calories. That's not enough. Cutting back on certain things like my coffee or my breads. I had to put how much am I cutting back? What are the numbers? Now, one of the things that the book encourages you not to do when you're writing out your action plans, try not to focus on negative. So try not to say things like, don't eat carbs or, don't go to so-and-so. Like, try to word it in a way where it has a more positive thought process for you. So say something like, replace carbs with fruits and vegetables, kind of like that. So that was another thing that I had to remember to do because I did have on my list, don't eat carbs. Okay. So once you begin to make your action plans, you set deadlines for those action plans, and then you literally week by week begin to do the work. So for losing the weight, each week I would add something else to the action plan that I wanted to do. So I started out doing my circuits. Then I started doing my run. Then I started counting my calories. Then like each week it was a different deadline for something. But for me, those things were going to be, once I started them, they were ongoing, if that makes sense. Okay. Then after you set your action plans, you have to measure your results. And this is where the measurement part comes in. The measurement part is really more business oriented to me because this part of the book started talking about lead indicators and lag indicators. I don't know anything about that. Y'all business people probably do. But basically, you are measuring specifically. Oh, man, I don't want to get it wrong. Hold on. Let me look it up. Let me see if I put it in my notes here. Lead indicators and lag indicators. Okay, I didn't put it in my notes, but basically you want to calculate how you're doing. So my way of doing this was to see how many of my actual action plans I was hitting out of what was set. So if I'm supposed to be running, doing a circuit, um, doing my calories, and let's say drinking 8 glasses of water a day, that's 4 things. Throughout the week, how many times did I hit all 4 of those things? Some weeks it's going to be 2 out of 4, some weeks 3 out of 4, some weeks 4 out of 4. But the important part is you track your progress. Ask yourself, how can you do better the next week if you didn't do well? If you did do well, congratulate yourself. Give yourself a small treat. And ask yourself, how can I continue to improve? Okay, my percentage is 20. Sorry, my percentage is 50% if I'm doing 2 out of 4. How can I increase it to 100? What pitfalls am I coming into? What am I not seeing? What am I not realizing? It's really like a business meeting with yourself. And that was something that I had never done before. And so one of the things that I enjoyed about this book, The 12-Week Year, is that it made me be accountable to myself. I never have been accountable to myself. I've always been accountable to, outside forces. I let my life run me. I don't run my life. Another thing that the book does is it encourages you to have an accountability partner. Have somebody around you who can say, hey, you know what? You're supposed to be running today. How's your running going? How's your weight loss going? How is everything? Checking in. So me and my friend, we agreed that we were going to be each other's accountability partners. And we've kept that going throughout the last couple of weeks. And it's been going really well. I want to give you guys another example of one of my goals. I'm kind of embarrassed. I don't know. So another one was to create an emergency fund. I'm embarrassed to say, you all, that at my age, I still don't have an emergency fund. I read Dave Ramsey and I tried to do the plan, but I didn't realize that it wasn't just about saving money for me. It was literally my overall lifestyle. I did not know how to reach goals. I literally did not know how to reach a goal. So for me, saving the emergency fund became a goal that required action steps, that required me learning discipline, that required me learning accountability, that required me learning time management, which I'll talk about in a minute. And so the 12-week year, I am closer to saving my emergency fund than I have ever been in my entire life. And I've had money saved up before, but never this focused, never for this purpose and this reason. It's always been for a trip or something like that. But this time is literally for me, for my livelihood. And this is the closest that when I started reading this book and I finished and I started putting those principles into practice, this is the closest, hear me good, that I've ever come to completing baby step 2. Shout out to all my Dave Ramsey people. Or is that BS1, the emergency fund? So, I'm really proud and I'm really happy of the work that I've done. But y'all, I wouldn't have been able to do this without this book. So far, I've lost 7 pounds. I've never tracked my weight loss the way that I have now. I've never been so proud of the steps that I've taken than the way that I've been with this. I've never been so focused as I have with the 12-week year. And my mind gets away from me. Sometimes I'm just like, I need to be working on, for example, YouTube. YouTube is on my overall vision and my goal list, but it is not the subject of my 12-week year targeted goals. My 12-week year only consists of 4 goals right now. Okay, that's my emergency fund, that's losing my weight, spending my spiritual devotional time with God, and completing a particular unfinished project. That's it. YouTube is not there in the 12-week year period. Okay, the 12-week year is really your 4 months. Okay, 3 months is really 3 months. YouTube is not in there. Will YouTube eventually get a spot? Absolutely. But right now, it's not the targeted focus. And so when my numbers were going up, I was just like, I should start doing this video and I should start doing that and I should start watching this show. And something in the back of my mind said, hey, is that on your goal targets right now? Yes, it's your overall vision, but it's not on your goal targets. Focus on your goals. And that leads me into the conversation that the book had about time management. Time blocks is a process of you shutting everything out, setting aside a time specifically for one thing and not allowing anything to get in the way of that time. This book talks a lot about using time blocks and how they can benefit you. That is one part of the book that I'm still struggling with, because I'll plan a time block and let something get in the way of that time block. So that's something I'm still working on. But overall, you guys, the book has been good to me. I do plan on doing a video update of my actual goals and whether or not I accomplish them. I feel like I'm going to accomplish them. My 12-week year ends on April the 15th. And I really hope to have accomplished all 4 of these goals that I have set forth for myself. I've been working at it. One of them is already pretty much completed. Another one's in the works. I'm hoping to have the money saved. Like, I am hoping to, for the first time, make progress on my goals and really have this laser focus. I've never been this focused. It's been difficult because there's so many other things I want to work on. I've been thinking about my birthday and trips I want to take. But everything in me is saying, this is your focus right now. I would rather accomplish, 8 of my goals for the year than to accomplish none. Okay? So that's really what the book has motivated me to do. It's changed my mind about goal setting. It's changed my mind about targets, daily targets. It's made me really look at what I was doing. Because sometimes you feel like you're doing a great job, and then, you really look at the results that you wrote out, after taking accountability for your action plans and writing out those indicators and percentages. You'll find that you aren't really doing as much as you can be doing. So that really was it in a nutshell. I'm trying to I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything. Just remember, there'll always be opportunities. There'll always be moments where you want to focus on something else, but focus on your targets, focus on your goals. And you'd rather have less goals than to have a whole bunch within a given time period. Scheduling reviews with your accountability partner, shutting out any distractions, using those time blocks. Use time blocks, y'all. They really do work. When I sit my behind down, turn off my phone and say, I'm doing this for an hour, I get stuff done. Okay, so really learn to do that. And lastly, the other part of the book that I thought was really good was making sure that you kept a strong desire and commitment to your vision. Act off your commitment, not your feelings. You're never going to feel like doing half of this stuff, but continue to read your vision. I read my vision every week, sometimes multiple times a week, so that I can stay connected to what I want and stay connected to my commitment. So when I leave you all, I got to go work out. I don't feel like working out, but it's a part of my commitment to my overall vision. I want to look better naked. I actually wrote that in my vision. So that's it, you guys. It's 22 minutes long. Please check out the book, The 12-Week Year. I'm going to show it to y'all again if my tablet not moving slow. Child, my tablet said the time zone changed. To what? I'm not on the East Coast. Here you go. 12-week year. 12-week year. All right. So y'all go get it. Y'all check it out. Download it. It's going to seem a little boring at first, but baby, when I tell you this thing is working, and I do believe it works. All right. So I'll come back with my updates. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Bye.